Karl Marx, born in 1818 in Trier, Prussia, now Germany, is one of the most influential, controversial, and divisive figures in the history of philosophy, economics, and politics. Over the last 2 centuries, his theories have sparked revolutions, fueled the rise of communist states, and provoked extensive debate. His ideas have been adopted by political movements, criticized by capitalist defenders, and even embraced or modified by various schools of thought. Marx's complex legacy as a revolutionary theorist and philosopher stands as one of the most divisive in modern history, making him a figure of immense scholarly and political significance. Karl Marx's life began in a middle-class family in the Rhineland region, where his father was a lawyer. Marx initially studied law at the University of Bonn and later in Berlin, where he became involved with the Young Hegelians, an intellectual group that critiqued the ideas of the German philosopher Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. Marx's early philosophical work was heavily influenced by Hegel's dialectical method, which posited that history unfolds in a series of conflicts and resolutions that drive progress. However, Marx took a more materialistic approach to Hegel's dialectic, rejecting the idealism of Hegel's thought and instead arguing that it was the material conditions of society that shaped human history. Marx's most famous and widely read work is the Communist Manifesto, co-authored with Friedrich Engels in 1848. The manifesto is a polemical pamphlet that calls for the working class to rise up against the bourgeoisie, the ruling capitalist class. It lays out the core ideas of Marxism: historical materialism, class struggle, and the eventual overthrow of capitalism in favor of a classless, stateless society. The Communist Manifesto argues that history is a history of class struggles, where the conflicts between the ruling class, the bourgeoisie, and the working class, the proletariat, shape the development of society. Marx and Engels assert that capitalist societies are inherently exploitative because the bourgeoisie extracts surplus value from the proletariat, who receive less in wages than the value of what they produce. This exploitation, they argue, will lead to growing class tensions and, ultimately, a proletarian revolution. Karl Marx's major contribution to economic theory is his analysis of capitalism in Das Kapital, his most important and extensive work. Written over several volumes, Das Kapital is an in-depth study of the capitalist economic system, its dynamics, and its contradictions. Marx introduces a concept known as surplus value, which explains how capitalists exploit workers. According to Marx, workers produce more value than they receive in wages, and this surplus value is appropriated by the capitalists as profit. Marx's analysis of how capitalists extract surplus value from labor is central to his critique of capitalism and his argument that the system is inherently exploitative. Marx's theory of surplus value remains one of the most important contributions to economics, but it also forms the basis for his call to overthrow the capitalist system. Marx argued that capitalism's need for constant growth and accumulation would inevitably lead to its downfall. This prediction, which Marx believed would lead to a proletarian revolution, was central to his view of historical development as driven by class struggle.